Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
God, dude.
Uno mas.
My spine. Fuck. It's been killing me today.
Okay. Welcome back.
You guys already know
It's that show.
you made it. I'm Rooster.
Bishop.
We're here again for your viewing pleasure.
Once again. So I wanted to start this off by, I wanted to give a shout out to Cousins TV.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Thanks for leaving comments down below. We appreciate it. We'll be reaching out to you. Hopefully we can do a little collab
Do a little
here.
joint episode. That would be sick.
Yeah.
You did say they live around in our vicinity,
They do.
right? Yeah,
They
that's
do.
fucking cool. That's sweet.
It's amazing, like when you get into the YouTube community and you start running into people that are in YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they're not, Cousins isn't the first ones.
Yeah.
Right? We run into a couple others around us.
Right.
And
we'll tell them about the podcast and they're like, oh shit, we got a YouTube channel. Check it out. And we're like, whoa.
And so for us, it's always fun to meet new people and see what kind of format they're running. And but I have to really laugh about their episode where they did the one chip challenge.
Oh my god, that's like a classic. I think that's the only one I watched full end, beginning to end.
I'm like,
I tried to convince him to do it. He was not having it.
no, I'm not doing it. I am not doing it.
I hate spicy things, and I do it for the peeps.
Oh no, you don't want to do it. Ask Noah.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably wouldn't enjoy it very much. We'd have to do it towards the end of the episode, or else we'd be crying the whole time.
Ooh, it's not good. So, yeah, I would not do something like that to myself. I'm sorry. I like spicy food, but...
You're like, I got enough problems.
Yeah, I don't need to go into cardiac arrest because I'm like, this will be fun.
Right. Dude, and it's crazy, the amount of views they have on some of their videos are next level, like tens of thousands of views.
So, I mean...
Super happy for him. You guys could do something after us, maybe. Oh, what was that?
Help us with the algorithm, maybe? Maybe we've got it broken.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, thanks, guys. We appreciate the comments. And everybody else that's watching, just put those comments down below. We do watch them.
Oh, yeah.
We do see them. We don't always respond. We should. I know we're horrible about it.
Do we not?
No, we don't. We really don't.
I guess I'm just so used to not getting them that I never really look. So.
And I've been so goddamn busy. I don't even know which day it is. I just know they all end in Y, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, moving forward, I'll kind of roll into that a little bit with kind of regressing back to some of the conversation we had in the last episode was, like with Musk going in and buying Twitter and going in there and totally reformatting the whole thing, and then Bezos doing his thing. There's a lot of companies, but I want to specifically focus on Musk for a second because I feel like you're talking about an individual that if you don't know Musk's background, you really don't know him, right? But when you look how he started everything and how it all came up.
I forget what his first internet company was or whatever that made him his initial like 2 million. It was something huge. It was like, it's not MySpace, but it was something like one of the first audio transferring websites or something.
No, that was Bezos with a bookstore.
Yeah.
But Musk was PayPal.
Ah! Oh, PayPal?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's like AOL.
Freaking dial tones.
Right? Like, I mean, innovators, that they saw what was coming and they just got in front of it. And guys like him have always been that way. But I gotta be honest, that dude is into some weird shit.
Oh, yeah?
I mean, he is like, look at him.
I was going to say, I mean, you've got to be...
He says he doesn't even own a house, which I would actually have to believe. But he's also got like 40 goddamn children.
I was going to say, his companies probably own the house or something,
No,
right?
he in interviews, he talks about all the time when he's traveling around, he always stays with friends. he stays in a hotel, or he doesn't have a house.
Wow.
It's like,
and he has quote unquote 40 children.
No, I mean he's got a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Quote unquote. That's right. It's like obviously not
a lot,
but
a lot.
Well, I wish I remembered how to say the newest one's name.
You can't.
X3 80 dash. It's basically the dial tone noise.
Right.
Right. Dude, that guy's crazy. I actually love that guy. He's so out of the box thinking. It's like we need people like that to be pushing our society forward. 10 children.
I was only off by 2.
I only thought when I saw the new child with the weird name, I thought that was like the first one. I didn't even realize he had so many kids.
No, he's got so many damn kids. I said 40 because it's comical, but I thought it was a dozen. Honestly, I thought it was a dozen.
Yeah.
But I was off by 2. So, what how do you have enough time in the day? Right? How do you have enough time in the day? This guy
to go to Mars and raise
he's an alien.
Kids.
He is an alien. This dude is an alien, right? And then his brother is like the pioneer in like pod farming, right? So they take old Connex like shipping containers and they convert them into indoor gardening environments so that they can control the environment for microgreens and other things.
Interesting. I thought you were talking about like pods for like the moon or like Mars or something.
Right here.
Wow.
Right here. And I'm like, what is going on with this family? What does that Thanksgiving look like? what does that Christmas look like?
Right.
Like what is going on?
Seriously.
So I don't know, man. He's out there, but you look at I digress from this, but you look at the way that they're like always looking for these other avenues. And I just watched another interview with him where he was like, I want to take money and reinvest it into old dead companies that I think could actually be real purpose again, like MySpace and some of these other things. And I'm like, I haven't heard MySpace in over a decade.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, talk about being nostalgic and like going back to the 90s and early 2000s.
Dude, honestly, if he restarted MySpace and like put it out, I'm sure it would blow up just because his name is on it.
Right.
Like, it'd probably freaking explode. And then all the freaking boomers would be like, MySpace! No, it wouldn't be boomers. I don't know what
Gen X's.
Gen X's, yeah.
Be...
you know what I just figured out, speaking of this topic? I am a Gen Zer.
Mm-hmm.
I always thought I was millennial, but I missed the cut by 1 year. So I'm a fucking Gen Zer. I'm packed in with all these losers. That's not true, but I was right at the tail end of the millennial because I still grew up without technology, like VHS tapes. I wasn't on an iPad doing anything. I didn't get a phone until I was 12, and even then it was one of those little flip ones where you could type and text, and so I still feel like they gotta move the year, just 1 year. Group me in with the millennials so I don't have to be a Gen Zer.
Well, it's a funny thing about math. It could be racist.
Right.
It can be racist. I don't know. I look at a lot of what's going on, and I bring this up because I feel like a guy like Elon Musk could go through, and if he wanted to, like Google itself is underneath the Alphabet company, right? Mm-hmm. They're in that umbrella. But I feel like somebody like him, he could actually rally enough support where he could buy YouTube.
I mean, Google owns YouTube, right?
Right. But he could buy YouTube itself.
Yeah.
Now, that would be a hard thing to do because YouTube actually generates a shit ton of income.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, you'd have to pay a fuck ton for it.
Right. But
even Twitter, which basically generates no income besides ads, was what, $44 billion he paid for it or something?
I don't know.
I think
more than we have.
I'm pretty. That's needless to say. Have you seen our subscriber count?
It's gone up a few.
Yeah, that's true. So if you're a new subscriber,
thank you.
That's awesome. But I'm pretty sure it was right at like the 44 billion mark is how much he paid for Twitter. So, but dude, a lot of people give that guy a hard time, including I don't know if you know who Hank Green is. Hank Green and John Green, they're like brothers who have been around the education community forever. When I was a kid in school, we used to watch Crash Course for like history lessons and stuff, and it was Hank Green and John Green, these two brothers who ran Crash Course, and so I've been familiar with them my whole life because they were around all the time while I was in school. So now they're like these two like science moguls. One's a scientist, one's a writer, but Hank Green, I wouldn't say he has a problem with Elon Musk, but he calls out a lot of things that he does, and like, which surprises me because I'm kind of an Elon Musk fanboy. It's like Elon Musk. I guess sorry. Let me put this in the correct order. LeBron James, Elon Musk. But I also have a lot of respect for Hank Green, and that's what kind of tips the balance because I don't know, Hank Green's super smart and educated and breaks down things, and he's usually pretty, what's the word, like non-Democrat or Republican. He's like right in the middle, which is kind of where I feel like I am, leaning.
He's non-millennial.
Yeah. But, or centralist, I think that's what it's called. Mm-hmm. But so he doesn't like Elon Musk and talks about a lot of like things that he doesn't do well or whatever. And
my question is how long do you think it's going to be with your Artemis project, right? When the first shuttle comes back now, right? Like they study their little gel mannequins and poking and prodding and all that stuff, Do you think it is going to be before they send the people up? Now, and the reason I say that is because although NASA has had a resurgence in funding, right? It's dwarfed in comparison to the funding that's behind all the SpaceX.
Yeah.
Right? Now they do work hand in hand in a lot of respects.
Which I respect the fuck out of Elon for doing and not like shutting them out and being like, no, I'm taking over this industry. Like he's trying to pull America's space industry along with him.
Right. But how long do you think it's going to be before he's the one building the rockets and sending the people up there to the moon as opposed to Mars? Because I feel like if he's really going to be successful in his Mars endeavor, right, which he may not do in his lifetime, right, but the foundation that he's laid may be in some point. But the first step, to me, logically would be, okay, you want to colonize the moon? Let me show you how this is done.
Yeah.
And if he can do that...
Right. It's like the moon is the perfect practice run.
Right, and then the checkbook is blank at that point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Like, this guy did it. He got it done on the moon.
Pat his butt, jiggle his balls, get him in front of the line. He's the one that gets it done.
I mean, if that's not obvious by now that like this is the guy who's gonna fucking take us there, then I don't know what is.
But here's the thing. This is what's gonna pop your little nugget, right? What makes you think? And I was thinking about this the other day. What makes you think that the whole Artemis project wasn't his anyways? Because he knows the hurdles he has with the Mars project.
Yeah.
And so he worked with NASA to get the moon missions back on track.
His technology and influence, I'd probably say basically 100% guaranteed. But the Artemis program was created in the 80s.
I understand that. But NASA essentially was dead in the early 2000s?
Exactly. What was it when the Columbia blew up? That was basically the end of it. 2003 or whatever. The Columbia blew up, and they were like, we're not even getting anything from doing all of this. And that was basically the end of it.
I'm just telling you. That's the thing that, again, with time and age, you realize that the things that you see now, although they look new and current, even though they weren't, because they were already pre-planned, they just hit a stop point.
Yeah.
And it took a new innovator to come in and re-innovate that industry to push it forward. And I'm telling you, I believe that he is on the backside of this whole thing, and he's like, all I need you to do is land that goddamn capsule back
so
on
I
Earth.
can get to Mars. Like, this fool is so set on getting to Mars. It's crazy. He's like...
I mean, I honestly believe it would not surprise me if the man died tomorrow, hopefully he doesn't, that they would build a specific... I bet it's in his will. They will build a rocket to shoot his ass to Mars.
his dust. His ashes. I want to be spread out on Mars. For
plant
real,
his ass right there.
That's probably true as hell. He's like, spread my ashes in the fiery river on Mars. That's where I want to be.
I mean, why else would you send a freaking Tesla with a spacesuit up there?
Right.
Like, I mean, come on. What's the end goal on that?
Right.
Like, you're trying to do a new MTV promo?
Right. And that's literally, it was basically just an advertisement. Mm-hmm. They did that for a fucking advertisement. Right. And it worked. Right. It's like, holy shit.
Right.
You spent this fucking car to space? Just the astronauts sitting in there fucking, I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was a meme at first. I was like, no way, they actually did this. But,
Speaking of which.
Speaking of memes?
No, kind of. Shooting shit into space.
Oh.
So I was reading, and there's like some deliberation between which nation it was, because it comes down to 3. It's either...
Are we one of them?
No, excuse me, beer. But we got Russia, or back in the day it was USSR.
Yeah.
Right?
China.
And India. Okay? I can't decipher who shot more shit into space and never retrieved it. Whether it be monkeys, dogs, or whatever other kind of life form.
Right.
What in the absolute fuck? Like, and PETA's on our ass.
Right. It's like freaking a dozen monkeys have been murdered in the last year in China.
I mean, poor Bobo was up.
Poor Bobo.
It's been up there for fucking 50 years.
Ran out of bananas days ago.
He's up there pulling a Matt Damon growing fucking potatoes with his own shit. What the fuck, man?
Jesus. For real, though. We've talked about this, but the whole freaking China thing scares the fuck out of me. Because they basically see us as like the mortal enemy that needs to be defeated and they want to rule the world. It's like a straight villain origin story.
It's a shift in superpowers. It's like, name a sci-fi movie that you can watch. Like a legitimate one, like when you're actually engaged in it, you don't see a complete meld in all these countries, right? But you know, if you think about it, like when you've seen Blade Runner, right? That's a no.
The original?
With Harrison Ford?
I have not seen the Harrison Ford one.
But you saw the 2040 one.
I watched the first half of it, and then I was like, fuck, this sucks. I don't know why. I was hoping that I would really enjoy the new one.
What about Dune? Have you watched Dune? You haven't even watched Dune yet.
No, I have not.
Okay, we're going to move on.
But I love sci-fi, so like I should be on
But you look at what that really looks like and how it's like a complete meld with all the cultures, right?
Yeah.
And the only way that everything becomes symbiotic is everybody gets a shift in power at some point. And that's why everything is just kind of like this giant corporate conglomerate mess. Yeah. Right? And that's what's happening. That's what's happening in our world.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're like, you had your time.
Right.
We made your cheap shit forever. Now you're not buying it.
And now you're $117 trillion in debt. No, $170 trillion.
We're going to go ahead and call our marker. We're going to need that tomorrow by noon.
I saw this whole thing of this guy talking about, obviously, as the debt's been going up, they've been raising and raising the debt ceiling to keep it from reaching it, because once it reaches it, then all of the United States liabilities or like debts that we owe foreclose. And then United States money becomes basically worthless. All of our promises on what we're going to pay back becomes worthless. And like, so there's like this whole debate on whether they're going to rise the debt ceiling again, which of course they're going to do because they don't want the economy to collapse. Or if...
Well, you want to really cook your noodle, you go and you actually look at... There's actually, and I'm not saying this is fact, it's just what I've read, is that there's 3 sets of books for the U.S. government. So you can do your own research, as well as all of you. You can do your own research.
Don't listen to us.
By all means, we're drinking beer.
Right. Again, not a reliable source of information.
But I'm going to leave it at that, and we can roll back into it next time. But unless the next round's on you guys, we gotta go. Cheers.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.